Hey y'all, this is part 2 of the DeMott pre-harvest auction. In part 1, I showed the newer tractors. Newer tractors at auction down south is indicative of bankruptcy. If someone is still in business and they have new tractors, they typically trade them in on newer tractors. They don't take them to auction. So when you see new equipment down south at auction, that usually means bankruptcy. This video, however, is old, is classic, older tractors, classic tractors. When I see classic tractors at auction, it is usually people trading in for something better. They're upgrading what they have to something newer, something maybe with less problems, or something with a better air condition, something a little bigger or smaller, whatever it is. Typically, old equipment at auctions down south is not bankruptcy. It's typically people upgrading or just getting rid of extra equipment. So here we go. 4630. Man, I love this generation of Deere. This is my favorite generation of Deere. This is when Deere made a basic tractor. Not a lot of frills. It's just basic and it works. I love them. I love them. I love them. Single range. This is, to me, this is almost pinnacle Deere, almost peak Deere. The 4960 came after this. That is the pinnacle of Deere. Maybe the 8400. But this, when Deere was doing this, they had everything in the world figured out, and they were making great tractors that were hyper reliable. I really like these. I think this one's going to be a heck of a deal for somebody. Somebody has done a super clean restoration on this tractor. This tractor is beautiful. Wow. Fresh paint, decals, brand new seats, aftermarket steering wheel. Got the aftermarket cluster up there. This is actually, I'm working on these on my tractor. I have to replace those. Mine is in worse shape than those. That is the current item I'm missing on my restoration project is those two hydraulic hoses are in really bad shape. $46.40, another awesome. Wow, is that hours? Is that correct? I find 3,000 hours on 4640 to be highly unlikely. That looks like more than 3,000 hours. It's possible. I find it highly unlikely, but if this is a 3,000 hour 4640, you're talking about a very good tractor with many hours left in it. It looks more like 13,000. Matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet anything they're missing a digit on that hour meter. Yeah, so there it is. Hour meter on these doesn't have the extra digit. So this is a 13,000 hour tractor or a 23,000 hour tractor. That is the most likely scenario. This is probably a 23,000 hour tractor. My dad, now my brother-in-law, has two 4755 John Deere's. So that's a little bit newer than this tractor. Both of them have above 25,000 hours on them. They're both in significantly better shape than this tractor. These tractors, if maintained, will last you forever. I think that's why Deere quit making them, because they were too good. They just last forever. This is a very good tractor. You can buy an interior kit online, make this not look so junky. It's not that expensive, and it's easy to put in. So you place the interior, tractor will look nicer. Check this out. Got a little aftermarket action in here. I would do away with all these wires. I'd probably take that out. Put an interior kit in here. You know me, I would paint this joker like tomorrow. If I bought it today, I would paint it tomorrow. It's got to get a paint job on it. Missing a grommet right there. New battery boxes is a must. It's like this has been pressure washed under here. Yeah, see, we got oil all on top of the up there, hydraulic oil on top. This is sparkling clean. So he had a major failure in there, and they just pressure washed the oil offside. There's something wrong in there. Transmission, hydraulic pump, something's highly suspicious there. It's too clean on the sides, and if you look on top, it's totally covered in oil. Totally covered up there. It's just, and look all up in here, yeah. So this thing's been pouring oil out of it. They clean it up and put it on a trailer, brought to the seller, or they might have drove it up here, but I even see oil residue down here. It's dripping oil right now. That's 2 stripes of oil where it pulled in here. I'd say the transmission likely don't work, if I had to guess. That's something you don't see every day. Oh, Allis-Chalmers, man, these things are rare in the South. I would say among the rarest tractors I see in the South is Allis-Chalmers. I've seen 2, counting this one, 2 ever. I had a toy version of this tractor when I was a kid, just like it. Wow, mine didn't have this in it. Holy smokes. Whoever's operating this one's gonna be cool. You got the vents right here. I'm talking about a hand width from my face. 5 vents, AC unit right here. Keeping you cool. A lot of levers. A lot of tractors in this area were simple. This is not as simple, but it's still fairly simple compared to today's tractors. Very basic. We got a tape deck. If you got a tape, anybody got access to tape, there's a tape deck in here. Got some chrome paint on them rims. Look at this. This is unusual how you have access to the rear end. So that would make this a lot easier to work on. I like to see designs in tractors that makes it easier for the farmer to work on them. That's pretty cool. You can access all this system easier yourself to work on it rather than taking it to a dealer. That's a cool option. Tell me again, what is the first problem you see with this tractor?
I'd tear that air conditioner off the top of it right.
Got it a good 12, 14 inches above the cab up there. What I see, there's no major oil leaks on it, there's no oil anywhere, and they got a brand new window unit on it. So somebody's using this tractor.
Oh yeah.
This tractor's in usable shape. What year y'all think that is?
Probably late 70s.
That's what I'm thinking, about 80, 79, 80, 78, 80. It's not bad rust, so she's lived in a barn somewhere.
Good shape for that age.
Yep, she's lived in a barn.
Was you videoing me?
Yep. I cut you out, Billy. Super cool right here. I am currently redoing a Ford 4000 on my farm. Some of y'all may be following that content as I've been producing it. And look right here. Same exact tractor I'm redoing. The exhaust on this one's down below. The exhaust on mine actually comes through the hood. A little bit different. That one's got the updated instrument cluster. Mine has a older instrument cluster, but I bought this same aftermarket instrument cluster for it. They've updated the steering wheel on this one also. Missing the drawbar. Ain't pulling up with drawbar. Missing this piece of body right here. Mine also has a larger grill guard on the front than this. I like this, and a lot of the old Deeres have this same grill guard. I like that guard, but other than that, this is almost the exact same tractor I have. I'm interested in knowing what it sells for, so I got an idea of what mine is worth. This one is in about the same condition mine was in before I started the restoration process. Mine should be in much much greater condition than this later today. After the sale, I'm going back to it to finish painting it. I am always drawn to the unusual, the out of the ordinary, and this in the Southeast is very, very out of the ordinary. I've seen 2 or 3 Deutz tractors, Deutz tractors at auction in the Southeast. I believe every one of them has been on this channel in a video. This, I think, will be the 4th one. Wow, check out this custom-made, super heavy-duty step. Got some patchwork. They wasn't quite sure what they were doing when they started, but they eventually got there, kept piecing it together. Exhaust down low. Get up in here. Wow. I like the simplicity of the Deutz tractors. I don't have a lot of experience with Deutz, but I do like how simple they are to operate and how plain they are. This, one of the most iconic tractors John Deere ever built, the 8400. Very, very, very good tractors in their day. These tractors still bring today, well, pre-market crashing, these tractors are bringing more than what they bought new. So these tractors with 15,000, 12,000 hours on them were bringing more than what they bought brand spanking new. Yeah, door locked on that one. This is an 8,900 hour unit. That's actually pretty low hours for one of these machines, exceptionally low, but don't like it's been taken care of well, missing some covers. I would be hesitant to bid on this tractor. Just me, I think this one may have seen some hard times, but these tractors in general were very, very good tractors. One trick with selling peanut pickers, a lot of times if you're gonna sell a peanut picker after the harvest, they'll leave a little bit of peanuts in the head up there. So when it gets to the sale, somebody like, man, this thing just picked some peanuts, you know it works, still got peanuts in it. However, we are about 11 months removed from peanut harvesting season, so peanuts still about a month out. This one is rusted, so we know it's been in the weather since last peanut season, and it's full of peanuts, peanut hay, peanuts, mud, dirt. So someone stopped using this machine, whether it got to the end of the season or it didn't. It got stopped using and never cleaned out. It makes me think it broke down and they just pulled it to the side. Why wouldn't you clean up your machine at the end of the season? Some people don't. It obviously doesn't live in a barn, it lives outdoors, but when I see a machine that last year's harvest is still sitting in it, that screams to me major problem, something's broke. May not be, this machine may be operable, but that is a telltale sign of a broken machine. Got a brand new $2,700 tire. Ask me how I know. Ah, here we go. Chains off, cogs laying here. Yep, I'd be willing to bet my bottom dollar season ended early for this machine. Fresh paint job, 4430, brand new paint job on here. It looks like a rattle can job instead of an air gun. I can see, you know, overspray here and glossy right beside. So he did this with a rattle can instead of with an actual gun. I probably personally would have spent the money for the decal kit. It would make it look a lot better. 3,400 hours, let's not kid ourselves, that's 13,000 hours. She don't look terrible. Holy smokes. Looks like it used to be a model with air conditioning. Oh wow. So instead of, in lieu of buying the interior kit. They just painted the inside with a black rattle can. Everything in here's been spray painted. Man, you could spend, I don't know, 200 bucks on an interior kit. The whole inside of this tractor looked brand spanking new. Instead, they spent $7, spray painted. Still looks like crap. I probably went with the, oh crap. Yeah, I would have bought the interior kit. It would have been worth your money to make that investment. I do like what they've done on the floor. They've come in with some high grip mats. I hadn't seen that particular thing before. And another note on that, this used to be a model with air conditioning. I stand corrected. It still has air conditioning. They mounted that sucker right there on the dash. Can't miss it. Does not swivel. Permanently pointed right in your face. So you can't stay cool in here. For those y'all that hadn't seen this before, this is an airless tire, no air. And what that means is you never ever get a flat tire. I don't know why we hadn't adapted this technology into more sectors of the economy. I like the airless tires in theory. I predict possibly they ride rougher than a freaking mule on a dirt road. But good idea about not having the possibility of having a flat tire. I like that idea. I'm just not sure what the comfort is going to be like. For those of y'all that have watched my other auction videos, y'all know me and this gentleman here meet at a lot of the auctions. I want him for my farm store. I want him standing by the door inside my farm store. And I bid on him, or threaten to bid on him at every auction. He goes for typically a little bit more than I want to spend on a wooden Indian, but I got my eyes on him. I'm gonna be watching him, and he may wind up at my farm store today. I thank all of y'all for watching. As I said in the first video, there's never been a better time in history to buy a used tractor than right now. Commodity prices are absolutely in the dumpster and have been for 3 years. Farms are broke. The market is flooded with used equipment. So if you have money, which very, very few farmers do, if you have money right now, now is the time to buy a used tractor. I thank all y'all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.